It was a huge week for the Bats at Dayton baseball. They scored 55 runs, and after losing midweek to Air Force, the Flyboys beat Davidson in an 18-17 thriller on Friday. Aiden Zorn had 5 hits. Mason Doby, Rylan Lujo, and Timon Olfey all had 4 RBI games. And Saturday, UD scored 7 in the first, and the Flyers beat the Wildcats 21-4 behind the arm of J.J. Gaddy, who threw 7 scoreless innings with 7 strikeouts. In Game 2, the Flyers fell 22-13. UD softball shut out Butler on Wednesday 8-0. Kieran Bailey had 2 hits and 2 RBIs. Haven Dwyer picked up her 6th win of the season, and Izzy Kemp recorded her 2nd save of the year. The Flyers lost all 3 games over the weekend at George Washington. Dayton men's tennis continues to roll with a couple of 4-0 victories in Olean, New York. The Flyers beat St. Joe's on Saturday, St. Bonaventure on Sunday. UD now 18-2 on the year. They've won 16 straight and are 5-0 in the Atlantic 10. Women's tennis was also perfect over the weekend, beating St. Joe's 4-0 Saturday and St. Bonaventure 4-0 Sunday. The Flyers 10-9, 2-1 in conference. It was a historic weekend for UD track and field at Indiana State. The 4x100 team, Sydney Workman, Liana Shakur, Anna Kessler, and Jaden Haywood, finished second at the Pace Setter Invitational with a school record time of 46.06. Jaden Haywood won the 100-meter dash with a personal best time of 11:41. That's a school record in the 100. Men's cross country had their first outdoor track and field event for the year at Indiana State. Noah Clemens was able to win the 5,000 meter and set a PR in the 1,500. And Andrew Wilcox came in third in the 3,000 meter steeplechase. As we move into April, we smile back on March with another Hall of Famer from that magical run 10 years ago for Dayton women's basketball. Andrea Hoover looks back on the Flyers' trip to the Elite Eight.
And Dayton in general, I mean, it's a special place. It's funny because every time like we go on vacation, it could be Florida or Colorado or something like that. If I wear something Dayton, someone always, says go Flyers, or says how they had a family member that went there or lived there and how much they loved it. So it seemed like a really close knit school and a family, and still could stay in contact with a bunch of people who went there, coached there, former players and everything. So,
Well, your group made quite the impression of what you're able to accomplish, and especially in that 2015 team, and so many accomplishments throughout your career of being able to play in front of family and friends. And I know a lot of them were in Lexington, Kentucky for
yeah,
that Iowa State win. And then
yeah.
you get to play Kentucky, but it's kind of interesting because in that game you find yourself in foul trouble.
Oh my gosh, it was a terrible game.
And what was it? What was it like of being, such a crucial part and being out there on the floor to having to watch it from the sideline?
Yeah, that was I was really emotional. I think actually when I fouled out, I was so angry. I mean, it was some SEC reffing going on there, but it's beside the point. Um,
I think
I
you're good.
was,
It's 10 years
yeah,
later.
right. I was super emotional, and it kind of goes to show like how special that team was, because it wasn't just one player. Like, it's not like me and Allie carry. I mean, obviously there were games where we played really well, but no matter what, someone always stepped up. Like, I remember Amber making a huge three in the corner. Kelly absolutely went off, and Allie was unstoppable that game. And I remember when I fouled out, like, Allie was just like, this is not going to be your last game. Like, we got this type thing to me, because I was obviously super emotional fouling out, because I haven't really fouled out a bunch of games, especially to foul out in a Kentucky game in their court. I was just devastated. But then, I regrouped, and I kind of just took on like the energy of the bench and just tried to be the best team I could possibly be. And it was a wild game, that's for sure.
Well, talk about that energy because I think it's on full display, and it's hard not to be the biggest cheerleader, especially when people are making shots. Is that one of the craziest games that you were a part of at Dayton in 99, 94?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, it went back and forth, and actually we had they I mean, they knew us just as well as we knew them because there's actually a former assistant that was on the coaching staff from Kentucky. So they knew everything about us. So that's where the grit and just playing basketball came into play. And that's also why I think that we played so well in the tournament was because we were just not thinking about plays, not thinking about anything other than playing our hardest and playing for our teammates and playing for ourselves. And like I just remember Allie specifically, just like they could not stop her. And she's was my best friend then, now still my best friend. To see her kind of go off in that type of environment was just awesome to see. It was still one of my like core memories for sure.
This entire interview will be released on Thursday at noon on Spotify, Apple Music, and our YouTube channel at Dayton Flyers. The action begins today with Dayton baseball at home versus Akron. First pitch at 3 p.m. Flyboys are on the road this weekend for 3 at UMass. Softball is at home this weekend with a doubleheader starting at noon on Saturday against UMass, and they end the series with the Minutewomen when they play Sunday at 12. Men's tennis heads to Kentucky for a Wednesday match and returns home on Friday when they take on St. Louis at 7. They welcome in Davidson on Sunday at the South Regency Tennis Center in Miamisburg. That's an 11 a.m. first serve. Rowing is back in the water Saturday in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and track and field splits up, competing in both Ohio and Tennessee Friday and Saturday. Flyers will be in action at the University of Cincinnati and the University of Tennessee. For more information on Dayton athletics, visit DaytonFlyers.com. Follow us on social media at Dayton Flyers.